All right. Live.
We love.
We live. No, 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 no,
We.
no,
Well,
no,
they're
no.
live. I'm not live.
Yeah. Here we go, baby. Day number 3.
Day
All right.
3.
So we're gonna start off with the woman at the well. So at the time, the Jews and the Samaritans, they didn't really get along very well. Jews were like, "Yo, Samaritans, you guys are like fake Jews, basically, like not full." So they didn't. Yeah. So around the time to get to like Jerusalem and all that, they would go like around Samaria instead of going through it, because going through it would be like faster, obviously, but going around it adds like another day's journey to their travel. But
Oh, it was that
that's how
bad.
much they just didn't. That's how much they didn't like going through Samaria. So. Now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John, although in fact it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea and went back once more to Galilee. Now he had, sorry man, I'm tripping right
No,
now.
you're good.
He had to go through Samaria, so he came to a town in Samaria called Sychar. I don't know. It's the best. I
Some
can
of the
pronounce it.
name, yeah, some of the names.
Near the
are-
plot. Yeah. Near the plot of ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon. When the Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, "Will you give me a drink?" His disciples had gone into the town to buy food, so he sent them away so he could have this moment with this woman, basically, like without interruption, just pure like like one-on-one convo, like that. That's probably like the big reason like he just went through Samaria too. It's just like just to reach this woman. It's just kind of cool to think about how God will always seek you out, no matter if you're like a Samaritan or like
yeah, like
Jew.
you personally. It's just, it just adds so much more. Just like, he wants to know like you. I don't know, man.
Mhm.
That's just so powerful to me.
Yeah, I mean, and a woman. During back in the day, women weren't as valued as men, unfortunately. So that too. That's another thing about Jesus' teachings that differ from like every other religion. It's just and not Jesus' teachings even, just the Bible in general involves women like Ruth, Esther, just all throughout it. Alright, the Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask me for a drink?" For Jews did not associate with Samaritans. So, yeah, back to what we were saying earlier. Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that asked you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would give you living water." "Sir," the woman said, "you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself? Also did his sons also as did his sons and livestock." Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." And so here's where it gets spicy, man.
Yeah,
That's where it
like
gets spicy.
13,
So it's like,
13, 14.
so she's over here. Yeah, she's over here like thinking it's literal water, and she won't actually have to, keep going over there and getting water. Also, it's important to note that the time of day that they're over there, like it's just her. Usually back in the day, the men worked and then the women would go get like the water, do some chores at home and all that. So they had to go out, and usually the women came out in packs and stuff together, but she's alone. She's kind of like an outcast of society too. which is kind of like another important thing, like why Jesus went up to her. She's just like, you know, outcast. So where did we end off? Yeah, right here. All right. He All right, he told her, "Go call your husband back." She said, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "Yeah, you are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man you are with now is not your husband. What you have said is not quite true." Wait, what you have just said is quite true. Man, I am like tongue-tied today. Sir, the woman replied, "I can see that you are a prophet. Our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you Jews claim that the place that we must worship is in Jerusalem." "Woman," Jesus replied, "believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father neither on mountain nor in Jerusalem." So, the living water he's talking about is just the Spirit. You don't have to go to an actual physical building in order to worship God. God's always with you. And also, this is him proving his power to her, because she's like, "I have no husband," when he tested her. And then he comes and tells her everything she ever did, which is an impossibility. So she's like, "Whoa, hold up. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is from the Jews." From, not for, exclusive, from. Jesus is Jewish, like he came from the Jewish race. So salvation's from the Jews. God chose the Jews as his people. So yeah, a time is coming and has now come when the true worshippers will worship the Father in the Spirit and truth, for they are the kind of worshippers that the Father seeks. God is Spirit, and his worshippers must worship in the Spirit and truth. The woman said, "I know that Messiah." So I know that Messiah is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us. And Jesus declares to himself, "I am the one speaking to you. I am he." Also, another important note is, like, outside of like his disciples and all that, like, this is, I think, the first time like recorded that he actually says, like, reveals himself as the Messiah. Because like he's been keeping it like low key during his ministry, but that's like, I think, I could be wrong, but I think that this is the first time he like reveals, which is also a cool thing to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was reading through this, I was like, man, cause like she's like, yeah, I know, when Christ comes, he'll tell us everything. As she is sitting there speaking to him, and I don't know, man, that
Mhm.
was just really like,
That's
wow.
I am he. Baller. Have you guys seen anything of like The Chosen? It's really good for helping like visualize all this.
I haven't.
Like it's accurate. It's a good show, and it's like you can just look it up. It's free to watch.
Hmm.
So like it's really good, interesting, and it helps visualize what you're reading. So, because when I just read through all that, I just saw like the entire scene in my head. It's powerful, man.
I've seen clips of
Honest to
it.
goodness, we could look it up here. Have you guys seen the clip at least of the woman at the well?
No, I haven't.
I don't think I have.
We should watch. We should watch that scene like when we finish this up,
All right.
because that'd be cool. All right, this is kind of like the next segment. If anyone wants to take over, and I think there's, yeah, those two can go together.
All right, I got you.
Doo-doo-doo.
Just then, his disciples.
Sorry, hold on. Let me go to the ad. There we go.
There's a lot of ads, man.
You're good.
What I got
Just-
earned, buddy.
Just look away from the left side.
Just then, his disciples returned and were surprised to find him talking with the woman. But no one asked, "What do you want?" or "Why are you talking with her?" Then, leaving her water jar, the woman went back into town and said to the people, "Come see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah?" They came out of town and made their way toward him. Meanwhile, his disciples urged him, "Rabbi, eat something." But he said to them, "I have food to eat that you know nothing about." Then his disciples said to each other, "Could someone have brought him food?" "My food," said Jesus, "is to do do the will of him who sent me, and to finish his work. Do you have a saying? Don't you have a saying? It's still 4 months until harvest. I tell you, open your eyes and look to the fields. They are ripe for harvest. Even now, the one who reaps.
That's going back with us, like just the non-believers. It's still applicable to like this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, open your eyes, the fields. Like there's plenty of people.
Like it's like
Sorry, I just
plenty of
wanted
people who are just like
throw that in
they're
there.
just they're there. It is ripe, you know. Like they're
Mhm.
just on that. It's like maybe they're
Harvest
just
is fun. Well, especially during this time too, because like, you know, Jesus coming and establishing the new covenant and all that. Like everybody is to be harvest. You can keep going.
Even now, the one who reaps draws a wage and harvests a crop for eternal life, so that the sower and the reaper may be glad together. Thus, the saying, one sows and another reaps, is true. I sent you to reap what you have not worked for. Others have done the hard work, and you have reaped the benefits of their labor. Which I think means like someone before them, like just sown the seed, like they just planted the idea, and then the disciples come around and they really like give him that push, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I don't know if I have like a good answer for that one at the moment. I can't think of anything to say. Really, that's not kind of already said there. Here, you want to finish this off, Phoenix? And
Yeah, I
then,
got you.
because this one's a whole new story.
Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. He told me everything I ever did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 days. And because of his words, many more became believers. They said to the woman, "We no longer believe just because of what you have said. Now we have heard for ourselves, and we know this man is really the savior of the world."
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why testimonies are powerful. I mean, we go through various trials and all that, but we can use that for good. Like, if you have a drinking problem, you can use that testimony of how, like,
Mhm.
you overcame that to other people who have drinking problems, relate to them.
Yeah, which like
Powerful stuff. But these guys got to actually hear it from
Mhm.
Jesus himself, too, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think like your message is a lot stronger when you come from that place. Like, yeah, I know what that is like, because I've done it.
Mhm.
I've been there. I've been in those shoes.
It also is admirable, though, because many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him just off the testimony alone.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful.
Also, I love how
Alright, Colby.
Jesus stayed in Samaria.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he's never in a hurry. He's got big destinations to get to, but all throughout the entire like Gospels, he always takes his time and focuses his like attention on the one person in front of him. Like if someone says something out to him, he just stops. Like if he's on a journey, he'll just stop and talk.
Yeah, like he
'Cause
was going to some
that
massive,
person in that
massive
moment-
towns. But, like,
That
people
person
came
in
up to
that
him.
moment is just the most important
Mhm.
person in the world in his eyes. It's just pretty cool.
People say, "Hey, can you just stay here for a little bit?" And he's like, "All right, I'll stay a couple days." Oh, I just love that.
This one's a crazy story right here.
Oh, I
Colby
seen this
just to
one.
read.
I seen this one on The Chosen. I think. I seen this scene. Like I just see that little part down. Okay. After 2 days, he left for Galilee. Now Jesus himself had pointed out that a prophet has no honor in his own country. When he arrived in Galilee, the Galileans,
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
okay,
Mhm.
welcomed him. They had seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, for they also had been there. Once more, he visited Cana
Cana.
in
Cana.
Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine, and where was a certain royal official whose son lay sick at
Capernaum.
Capernaum. Thank you. When this man had heard that Jesus had arrived from Galilee, from Judah, he went to him and begged him to come and heal his son, who was close to death. Sorry. Unless you people see signs and wonders, Jesus told him, will never believe. The royal official said, "Sir, come down before my child dies." "Go," Jesus replied, "your son will live." The man took Jesus at his word and departed. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, they said to him, "Yesterday, at 1 in the afternoon, the fever left him." That is so cool that like they had the time. It's like at 1 in the afternoon. He got better.
It's just they didn't even need to include that detail, but they did. Like
they did.
There's a lot of things that's like
Exact moment.
Then the father realized that it was the exact time which Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." So he and his whole household believed. This was the second sign Jesus performed after coming from Judah to Galilee.
Yeah, and this is pronounced Judea, by the way. Just like
Judea?
Yeah, Judea.
Okay. My bad.
Judah is just Juda. No, you're good. I just want to let you know because there's like a slight difference.
Gotcha. Judea. Okay.
Yeah, I can definitely see how you got Judah though. Like,
yeah. This is the scene where he was Roman, wasn't it? The royal official. I know it doesn't say it here, but in the Chosen he was Roman.
Yeah, well, there is one gospel where a centurion comes up to him about his servant that is sick. So I think this is probably the same story, just from a different POV. So he's writing it without some details. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
John kind of has been going through it a lot faster than you would get in like Mark. You know.
Yeah.
So like we're kind of actually flying through the story, but like for further detailed and all that, like that's just what's cool about the gospel though. They're not just copy and paste. These are like, you know, like people writing from their memory,
it's all, like,
from like
completely different POVs, yeah. And like you can
but
just
it's all the same
you
stuff.
can just tell like just someone else wrote it just by reading it.
And if you want just the full detailed thing, you can just compare from all of them. They're all the same story, but you can get extra details from each one and piece it together for the full completion of the works, which is cool. But yeah, it's pretty awesome, because he's over here, he's talking like, because you people see signs and wonders, but you'll never believe. I mean, everybody these days is like, God, like, show me a sign, but they just don't have the faith, like this man did right here, and he's just like, he's just begging him. He's like, come down before my child dies, but like Jesus knew his faith and was like, go.
Yeah,
your son will live.
That said a lot in the gospel. Like people come up to him and Jesus goes, "Your faith has healed you." Because
And he doesn't even have to. And mind you, it took him like a journey to get over there, and I mean, Jesus was nowhere near him. Like he just did it. Like he doesn't have to put his hands. He doesn't have to do anything ritualistic. I mean, it's just
he just does it. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ritual.
Which is something I struggle with a lot. It's like, do I even have enough faith? Because I mean, he talks about if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain to get up and throw it in the sea, which is like insane to think about. But
yeah, it's definitely something I struggle with.
It's a good chapter here.
No, I really do like.
I think we're good.
I like that story.
Yeah, you think we're at a good wrapping spot for today?
I mean, yeah, if everyone, we're all good, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know if I have any more to add to this chapter, but yeah, we're gonna keep going,
Just another great night.
consistent.